You've most likely heard the term FOMO, the fear of missing out. But what about JOMO? Is there ever any joy in missing out? FOMO is a common problem amongst traders. They see a stock rocket higher day after day and just can't sit and wait for a proper entry point, instead deciding to chase the stock higher in hopes of grabbing some quick and easy money. This technique, however, always ends the same way, with the trader frustrated and with a hole in their pocket. FOMO is a dangerous temptress. The allure of easy money is hard to cull, but easy money is and always will be just an illusion. So how does one tame FOMO and embrace JOMO, the joy of missing out? Many years ago, when I was in the midst of a massive drawdown, I decided to do a simple exercise. I went through every buy I made over the last 10 months and split my trades up into 2 columns. The first column had trades where I was disciplined and bought at proper entry points. The second column was composed of trades where I broke my discipline, times where I chased stocks far above their proper pivot points, or even bought stocks where there was no pivot point at all. These were trades based purely on tips and my fear of missing out. As I input my trades into Excel, I soon had a column of many reckless trades and a small column of disciplined trades. When I hit AutoSum, my jaw dropped. The column of FOMO trades had cost me over $25,000 that year. I figured there must be an error with the spreadsheet. The math surely had to be wrong. But I did my calculations again, and there stood that 25 grand. I had completely abandoned my rules as I was seduced by my fear of missing out during these buys. What was going on here? Why was it that I was so reckless during this period of time? Ed Seykota once remarked, "Win or lose, everyone gets what they want out of the market." And he could not have been more right. See, I wasn't trading to make money. I was trading for excitement. And boy, did I get what I wanted. I had such an exciting time, and it only cost me a measly $25,000. I was not trading to make money during these trades. I was trying purely to have some excitement. Now, sure, I received excitement losing all that money, but think about all the other exciting things I could have done. I could have bought a car, or took a trip around the world, or even hired a group of circus performers to entertain me in my backyard for a few hours. But instead, I simply threw the money away in the market merely for some action and excitement. I made a point that from that day forward, I would never let the temptation of FOMO get the better of me. I would never trade for excitement, and instead restrict my buys to only times when the odds were in my favor. I would stick to sound entry points and stop chasing stocks extended from their proper buy points. I'd abandon FOMO and replace it with disciplined and sound tactics and techniques. It is through the pain of losing that one learns what must be done in order to become a winner. As Jesse Livermore once stated, there is nothing like losing all you have in the world for teaching you what not to do. And when you know what not to do in order not to lose money, you begin to learn what to do in order to win. Did you get that? You begin to learn. I think that's what makes trading so tough. No matter how many times you read something or hear the same boring anecdotes over and over again, the lessons are not really learned until you experience them in real time. Pain is a harsh but excellent teacher, as it leaves an impression on you that will be hard for you ever to forget, but will be ingrained in you forever. Once you get a handle on the actual impacts of FOMO on your trading, then you can finally begin an effort to get it under control. Once you fully understand the implications that FOMO has on your actual returns, then it becomes much easier to learn to tame your need for constant action. Many beginners actually have no clue if they are engaging in FOMO because they don't know how to use charts. Without a chart of recent price action, you can't really get a perspective of where a stock is in its overall move. Using charts is the best tool there is to get an understanding of whether a stock is extended or not. Once you learn what a proper pivot is, then you can clearly see if you are buying correctly or incorrectly. William O'Neill liked to buy stocks as they broke out on volume from bases, but he would not buy a stock if it was 5% or higher above its pivot point. This is where discipline comes in. If you miss a stock and it runs off without you, so be it. It's better to let it go and lose out on this trade than to lose out on your discipline. When you fall into the trap of FOMO and buy a stock extended from its pivot, you risk being stopped out of the stock on a normal pullback, or worse, find yourself holding onto a former leader as it comes crashing down after it has topped. Remember, there are no safe stocks, and even mighty companies like Meta, Netflix, Tesla, and Amazon have had corrections of over 50% in recent years. The last thing you want to do is buy a stock extended purely due to FOMO, only to then write it down as the bubble bursts and it comes crashing lower and lower. FOMO is never really about one stock. It is a mindset, and it originates from a poverty point of view. FOMO is a trap, and it leads to a vicious cycle where a trader experiences FOMO, chases an extended stock, receives a huge loss, then feels more FOMO as they watch others make money while they sit with a loss, and then the cycle repeats over and over again. Sometimes people get to the dock and they think they missed the boat. They watch it sail away and think about how unfair life is, or they beat themselves up for missing their loan opportunity. The truth is, there's always another boat. There's always another stock. There's always another big winner. And even in the depths of a bear market, there's always a new bull market right around the corner. That I can assure you of. Another way to put things in perspective is to realize that in the scope of things, trading is really not that important. When you think of all the great times you've had with loved ones, or the excitement there is to travel to different places around the world, is it really that big of a deal if you miss out on a stock here or there? Aren't there more important things you don't want to miss out on? Aren't these things far more valuable than that stock that went up 5% last Tuesday? When you think this way and consider what really matters most in life, it's hard to get too upset about some trades that didn't go as planned. Another way to beat FOMO is to simply do the math. The vast majority of traders just don't understand how many paths there are up the mountain of huge returns. While there are only a handful of stocks that double or triple in a year, there will be dozens of stocks that go up at least 20% in a bull market. A trader who has 5 stocks that go up 20% will do just as well as someone who has his entire portfolio in one stock that doubles. There really is no reason to believe you have to catch the next Amazon or Apple in order to make money. In addition, even if you don't catch a monster leader from its low, there will certainly be many buy points before it tops. When you keep all of this in perspective, there's never really any need to succumb to FOMO or to feel like you missed your chance to make big money in the market. FOMO should be viewed as a sign to be prepared. If you are constantly feeling FOMO when the market is open, think about what you're doing when the market is closed. Rather than beating yourself up for missing out on a big winner, make a plan so that you're ready to catch the next one before it begins its initial move. Study the past market winners to see what common characteristics they have, and make a plan to screen for these stocks so you're prepared to buy them before they break out. While preparation will enable you to catch some new market leaders, it is impossible to catch them all. Just as no one can dance with all the girls at a party, you can't own all the stocks. Instead of letting that frustrate you, embrace it. Try on the joy of missing out. Focus on the market that is in front of you, rather than focusing on the stocks that you missed. Ed Seykota once remarked, "The joy of winning and the pain of losing are right up there with the pain of winning and the joy of losing." Also to consider are the joy and pain of not participating. The relative strength of these feelings tend to increase with the distance of the trader from his commitment to being a trader. If you are committed to becoming the best trader you can be, you have to give up all these emotional whims. Just as an athlete learns to dim his need to give into excuses in order to feed his will for victory, you must learn to tame your emotions. That is, your greed and your fear of missing out. You must give up on the chance for easy money in exchange for the long-term benefits of discipline. It is this adherence to a system of rules and procedures that will lead you to the long-term success that you are really seeking. FOMO, the fear of missing out? Please, I'll take JOMO any day. I don't fear missing out. I want to miss out. I want to miss out on chasing an extended stock. I want to miss out on trading through difficult markets. I want to miss out on buying stocks blindly on tips, only to learn the hard way that tips are only valuable for waiters. When you understand the power of JOMO, it's so easy to embrace it. Think of the joy and peace of mind that comes when you know you will no longer chase an extended stock only to see it snap back at you like a contracting rubber band. Think of the exhilaration that comes when you realize finally at last that too much trading really does kill a trader, that traders beat themselves through their refusal to step away from the market when conditions are hostile. Think of all the bliss you'll feel when you finally understand that you don't have to catch each and every winner in order to be rich. You merely need to have a system that allows you to cut your losses quickly and let your winners run. That is, to set up your trading in a way so that your few big winners make up for your many small losers. Draw a line in the sand and make a plan that from this day forward, you will swap out your FOMO for a little more JOMO. Now that's a trade you don't want to miss out on.